travelers, and welcome back to the TL Travel YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome to the family. Today, I am talking a little bit about the long-awaited reopening of the Canada-US land border for vaccinated travelers. Yes, it is finally happening after more than 16 months. That land border is opening for non-essential travels for vaccinated travelers, and you guys had a heap of questions. I am going to answer a few of those questions today in today's video, but I do just want to go ahead and make it very clear that although I am a travel consultant, I do not specialize in travel between Canada and the US. Typically, I plan travel for Southeast Asia and Central America, so this is all just information that I have been gathering over time, and obviously things change very quickly. The border is scheduled to open tomorrow, but even that can change, so I will be sure to link some resources for you in the description down below. And if you have any questions or anything you would like to add, feel free to leave them in the comments as well. This is an open forum for discussion, for respectful discussion, and just the sharing of information so that everybody can travel safely. Now, of course, I do have to mention that the Canadian government at this time is still advising that if you are traveling, whether it be domestically or internationally, you should make sure that you are following safety protocols, whatever those happen to be at the time. Right now, that would be social distancing, wearing your mask, those types of things. So whether you are headed to the United States to go on vacation or reunite with family, just make sure that you are being safe. And yeah, let's just jump into a few of the most common questions that I get asked in the DMs and right here on YouTube. So you might have already guessed it, but by far the most common question that I get asked is what is considered fully vaccinated? And because a lot of information and misinformation has been going around, I just wanted to confirm right off the top that you are considered fully vaccinated if you have received 2 doses of a 2-dose vaccine or 1 dose of a single-dose vaccine within or outside of, the 14 days before you depart. So obviously if you get your second dose, 2 days before you leave, no bueno. It needs to be outside of that 14-day window, and then you are considered fully vaccinated. There have also been a lot of questions about the mixing and matching, because here in Canada, that was a thing that we did do, and we did do things a little bit differently than they did in the US. It has also been confirmed that if you did get a mixed dose, you are still good to go. So that counts, and yeah, good news. So that is considered fully vaccinated. Now, the second question that I get asked, which goes right along with that, is what are the US border entry requirements? So in addition to your regular passport and your vaccine passport, proof of vaccination, whatever you would like to call it, you actually do not need to present a negative COVID test or a PCR test to enter the United States by land border. You do still need one when you're traveling by plane. So if you're flying, you do still need one. Land border, you do not, but you do need a negative PCR test in order to return to Canada. So if you are someone who lives close to the border and you are traveling into the United States for the day or 2 days, and you're not going to be able to get a PCR test there and have it ready on return, then you need to get that PCR test before you leave. Now, has been rumored that this is going to possibly change or may change. Not really too sure. As it stands right now, that is what we're being told. But if that does change, that will be something, some information that I will leave in a pinned comment for you guys on this video, just to be sure, because that one seems like it could change. I'll keep you posted. Now, the third question is a little bit of a trickier one, but I did want to address it because so many people have been asking, what are the COVID restrictions in the United States? Guys, the United States is huge and all over the place. And no judgment, because Canada is the same. COVID restrictions tend to differ from province to province. That has been very, very clear to me living here in Alberta especially. But information for each individual state is available online, and I highly, highly recommend wherever you are traveling to in the United States that you look up the restrictions in the area where you're going, as well as any states that you're going to be traveling through to get there, so that you are making sure that you are at least doing the bare minimum to adhere to those mandates and those rules while you're traveling and stay safe. But there is not like a one overall governing like these are the rules for every single state. So yeah, be sure to check out the rules where you are traveling to specifically, and be sure that even if you think that you know the rules and you've looked them up, you know, while you're planning, that you also check them right before you go, because again, things change so quickly these days. And the fourth and final question that I'm going to address that gets most commonly asked is to just talk a little bit about the requirements when you are returning to Canada, quarantine, all of that fun stuff. So, because at the moment, only vaccinated travelers are able to cross the border into the US, when you're coming back into Canada, it is assumed that you are vaccinated. So there are no quarantine requirements. You are required on your return, as I mentioned earlier, to present a negative PCR test. So that test needs to be done within 72 hours. If you are traveling to the United States and you are only going for less than 72 hours, then that PCR test does need to be complete before you leave Canada. So you will schedule that here and then have that on hand when you return. If you are going for longer than 72 hours, just make sure that you get that test done in the US and have that handy when you are returning. Again, the Canadian government is still recommending that you follow all safety protocols. And obviously, if you return to Canada and you are not feeling well, you have symptoms, even if you've received a negative PCR test, it's recommended that you get tested again. And also to quarantine, don't go get groceries and do all of those things until you know for sure that you don't have COVID. Easy peasy. Now, the Canadian government has recently also introduced a vaccine travel mandate for domestic travel on flights and trains, and that is kind of a whole other topic, so I think I'm gonna leave that for my next video. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment if you have any other information to share, and I will be sure to update you on the domestic travel requirements in my next video. So until I see you in the next video, stay great, travel safe, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye guys.